although all the countries involved in the First World War are very interested in collecting things that are important and keeping them for the nation or showing them at home for the populace, in particular to keep people engaged in the war, to get people joining up to fight, to buy war bonds to support the war financially, all of these sorts of questions. The British dominions, which are the British former settler colonies of Great Britain, which are now self-governing. So these include Australia, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, and Newfoundland, are particularly interested in creating a national story that differentiates themselves from the motherland, that says we're now grown-ups in the imperial family and we have our own story that's part of this bigger imperial story. Now this is particularly pronounced in Canada and in Australia and New Zealand. Both Newfoundland and South Africa are a little different. There's other stuff going on there. But the Canadians, for example, are very energetic. They set up a Canadian War Records Office to create a record specifically of Canadians at war. They commission a war photographer to photograph specifically Canadians at war and show everyone what they're doing. And they exhibit these photos all through the UK and in France and in the US and all over Canada, like to really say we're doing something important and you should take notice of us. And the Australians do the same thing. And the New Zealanders are smaller and have less money, so they get around to it toward the end of the war. They initially want to borrow someone else's photographer, and they finally appoint their own, that sort of thing. And they all have official war art schemes, and they appoint official artists who go and paint our country at war to show the people at home. And they all collect these the objects of battle, guns and aeroplanes and things like that. And it's all about saying, this is our story, we were there, and this is why what we did was important, and you should take notice.